Hi, this is Jonathan with Fishing with Faith Outdoors. We're glad y'all took the time to watch the video. If you would, like and subscribe at the bottom, we'd greatly appreciate it, and share with your friends and family, and that will greatly support the channel. So let's get started. So we're going to go back over the baitcaster and spinning reel just to make sure I covered everything. So I just felt like I left a few things out. So first we're going to do the spinning reel. What I typically use for my spinning reel, I like a spinning reel that is somewhere between 5:1 to 6 5:1. That's what I typically use. You can get anything you want, honestly. But for bass fishing, you don't want to go no lower than 5:1 gear ratio. And typically don't want to get no bigger than a 3000 series reel. I think this is around a 2000 series reel, I'm not sure. It may be a 3000 series. But anyway, a higher speed gear ratio, I don't know how big those get, but you don't want a real big spinning reel for bass fishing, especially if you're doing finesse. What I'm fishing to show you, finesse style techniques with this. So I keep it fairly medium size spinning reel, and I highly recommend a Lew's or Ava Garcia. There's a couple other brands like this one right here. This is made by Pro Fishery. Very nice reels. You can pick these up at Walmart or Academy. They got some cool stuff on their website. Highly recommend them. Matter of fact, this is a, see what this one is. This is my daughter's. All right, that's a 5:2 gear ratio reel. Okay, so it's actually a little bit smaller than mine. So, you just, what I highly recommend, just go to Bass Pro Academy and find these bass fishing combos, and they'll pretty much have on there what you need. Okay, so I highly recommend the for beginners a combo, a Lew's, Pro Fishery, or Ava Garcia. I wouldn't buy anything unless it was the Shakespeare combo, ugly stick combo. Okay, they have good reels on their ugly stick combos, the Shakespeare. Anything other than that I wouldn't get, because it's cheap and it won't last. Okay. All right, so what did I use on here? All right, so it's a medium power rod. It's going to be a fast or moderate to fast or extra fast tip. Okay, so a medium power rod is the heaviest I use on my spinning reel because I don't want a whole lot of backbone. I want it to give, because I'm using what you use on here. You want to use on these. You want to use light wire hooks, light spinning. I can't say it. Spinner baits. You want to use light duty, not these heavy ones. You want to use light spinner baits. Typically, they have a little small blades on them. Light wire hooks, small like your torpedoes, and your small poppers. Okay, like a hula popper. You can use a hula popper, all right, or a small popper, and then your hula poppers is typically what I'll throw on my spinning reel. All right, get it out of there. Yeah, small poppers. And what I use on my line, I got 20-pound braid. You want to use braid on your spinning reel, okay? I'm telling you, put braid on your spinning reel. 20-pound is the heaviest I go. It doesn't twist up. It doesn't hold memory. All right. Either a monofilament or fluorocarbon leader tied on my braid with an Albright knot. Very easy knot. I'll leave a video in the description below on that knot. Very easy, very strong. If I'm using anything in the water column or on the bottom, I go with fluorocarbon, 100% fluorocarbon. Anything on top water like walking baits, poppers, Anything I'm using on top water, I'll use monofilament, and I highly recommend this monofilament here. I will go, I know that's 12 pound, but it's 6 pounds the less I would go, and 10 pound is the maximum I'll go on my spinning reel leader to my braid. I wouldn't go no heavier than 10 pound. And what I typically use is 8 pound. That is a good all around size for me. I haven't had no issues with that. So 8 pound is what I generally use, just to keep from having a bunch of line having a bunch of line laying around. But there's your fluorocarbon. This is good stuff. You get all these at Walmart. That's 100% fluorocarbon. You want to use that. Berkeley has the bigger spools here. That's good stuff. Their fluorocarbon's pretty good. And then they got the what they call the big game. This is good stuff too. Very inexpensive. But that's the line there. And what I use on my spinning reel, again, like I said, is small spinner baits, small treble hook baits, light poppers and such. Small jerk baits. You can use small jerk baits on that. If you're not sure, I got one right here somewhere. There you go. Yeah, some small jerk baits. I'll use that on the spinning reel, light duty stuff. You got any small treble hooks. You know, they got small rattle traps as well that you can use on. You know, this is a rattle trap or lipless crankbait, whatever you want to call it. They got little small ones you can use on there. Like I said, so small baits, weightless, weightless flukes. All right. Stick worms, weightless. Texas rigs, weightless. All right. And if I do use a Texas rig on here, it'd be small, like 1/8 size weights to 1/16. All right. So small weights. I wouldn't use anything over a quarter on my spinning rod if I was going to use a Texas rig. Okay. So wacky rigs, wacky rig hooks, and your Ned rigs. Okay, now you got that. So, and then my Texas rig. Okay, 1/0, 2/0 offset worm hook, or I use my 1/0 or 2/0 EWG hooks. Okay, nothing heavier than that on that, because like I said, these spinning rods come with a medium power with a fairly soft tip. You don't want a heavy wire hook and trying to set the hook. It's not going to work. You want light wire hooks. I mean, I'm not going to say it won't work, but that's what it's not designed to do. You want light wire hooks on your spinning rods with these light style rods. Okay. All right. So I think I got everything with the spinning rod there. Okay. Like I said, small treble hook baits, light wire or weightless, light wire hooks or weightless Texas rigs on your spinning combo. Okay. All right. So I'm pretty sure I forget something and may want to do this video again, but if anything I missed on a spinning rod or spinning rod deal that you want to know, please leave it in the comment section below, and we'll talk about it there. That'll be the best way to do that. So go get you a combo, and it's a great way for bass fishing on your smaller baits. Okay. And so there's that deal. And I knew I was forgetting something. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that is a, can't say it. Shaky head. Shaky heads, anywhere from quarter or less on the weight. on the ounce, quarter ounce or lower, shake your head on a spinning combo. Very good way of getting bites with a shaky head. All right, so let's do the bait caster. Let's talk about the bait caster. So what I throw on the bait caster? Everything. And if you know how to set this up, you can throw weightless on this thing, okay? So again, you can get these at Walmart. Get a combo. It's all ready to go. It's got the gear ratio reel on there. Gear ratio for my Texas rigs, top water like my frogs. I want to go with a high speed reel, somewhere between 7.1 to 7.5 gear ratio on my Texas rigs or top waters, buzz baits. Okay, so medium heavy, 15-pound fluorocarbon on my anything that's being dragged on the bottom or going through the water column. Okay, like a jig, if I'm dragging it through the water column, or on the bottom, like a chatterbait. All right, 15-pound jig, 15-pound fluorocarbon. All right. And so anywhere between 12 and 15-pound fluorocarbon on my Texas rigs, crankbaits, jigs. Okay, depending on the cover. Then you want to adjust your line to the cover. You don't want to get light gauge wire line and fish in heavy cover, and it fray the line real bad. So heavy cover, heavier line. The lighter the cover, the lighter the line. And depending on water clarity too, it's a whole different thing there. We'll go over line and stuff on that, but typically on my Texas rig, 15-pound fluorocarbon. All right. So Texas rigs, buzz baits, top water frogs, spinner baits on my medium heavy bait caster, spinner baits. Man, you can do it all on a bait caster. You can do it all. You learn to use one of these, it'll help your bass fishing out a lot. Okay. So that's that. And I do have, so this is a medium, like I was talking about the medium on the spinning rod. This is a medium rod. This is what I throw treble hook baits on. Okay, if I use a bait caster, see the bait caster's got a trigger, the rod's got a trigger, just like the other medium heavy, same deal. Bait caster rod's got a trigger, so it's gonna have smaller guides. All right, so if I throw treble hooks on a bait caster, I'm using a medium rod. Simply because a medium heavy, it's got too much backbone for them treble hooks, and if you're not careful, you'll rip the hooks out of the fish's mouth. Okay, so treble hooks, small finesse light wire hooks on a medium power rod. Typically on a medium heavy rod, I'm going to use single hook baits. Okay, treble hooks on a medium power rod, single hook baits on a medium heavy rod. Okay, and also too, typically on my medium, depending on what I'm throwing, crankbaits, I will go down to like a 6:5 to 1 gear ratio. Spinner baits, I'll go down to a lower gear ratio, but we'll get in all that later. Just that's just how I put that together. So, but anyway, that's the treble hook setup for the bait caster. All right, I do have one that has braid on it. I like braid on my bait caster. It casts better to me. It's smoother. I will use braid on certain deals, techniques and stuff. That's something you just have to figure out what you like. See, I got a jerk bait on this one. Okay. All right. And this is a medium power rod. And like I said, anything with treble hooks, I'm going to go with a medium power rod, and anything with a single hook, I'm going to go with a medium heavy rod. But anyway, so yeah, I do like braid. Again, I tie it just like I do with a spinner rod with the valve bright knot, and either depending on top water or in the column either on the top water, monofilament, in the water column, fluorocarbon, or on the bottom fluorocarbon. So that's how I do that. And I do love braid. Braid is really good. I just don't put it on all my reels. Like I said, certain techniques I use braid. Cast King, or Strike King, I should say, makes a good line of braid. Their little spool has a stopper on the back. You can stop it on. You can push it against the wall on the side of your truck, car, and spool it on your reel. Okay, so they did a good job with design on that. Berkeley makes braid that's pretty good. There's some other brands at Walmart that's got braid, but I highly recommend the Strike King. They did a good job with their how they did it on the little spools with that stopper, so that's pretty good. But anyway, so that's that deal. All right, so I think I got everything with the baitcaster. Again, any questions or anything I forgot, please leave it in the comment section below, and we'll get to them, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. All right, well, thanks again for tuning in, and share this video with your friends and family, and we appreciate y'all taking the time to watch the video. And remember, Jesus saves. He loves every one of y'all. He died on the cross to forgive every man and every woman for their sins. Okay, so if you need help with that, either comment and we'll discuss them things, or give it your local pastor, and they'll greatly do a good service to the Lord, that y'all come to know Him. All right, so thank y'all, and we'll see y'all at the next one.